Greetings. Hey, what's up, Cavis? Good morning, Mr. Bobby. Good morning. Well, yeah, I guess it's still morning for you. How you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. I'm still half asleep, to be truthful, but it's time to play Diablo, so here we are. What's going on with you, man? What's with the new morning routine? For some reason, I've been finding it very difficult to play games or draw or do much of anything after my son goes to bed. So instead of just like looking at my phone for an hour or two before I fall asleep, I figured, why don't I just go to sleep like shortly after my son goes to sleep, and then just get up like 2 hours earlier before I have to start work and try to be productive then. Strangely, it's kind of been working out. I mean, not that Diablo 2 is exactly being productive, but to me, I still am happy to gain some levels on my character. But usually, a better use of my time would be to draw or something, but haven't been feeling it last few days. So just kind of like too tired for anything um, at the end of the day. So I start my day a little earlier instead. It's not great. Like I'm not a morning person necessarily. I'm only a morning person in the sense that I don't want to sleep the day away. But it's been strangely working out okay, I guess. Plus, then it's really easy to go to sleep at night when I've been up for since like 4:30 in the morning, which is the other benefit. How you doing, man? I got 2 mugs of coffee here that I'm slowly drawing upon. You have a hard time waking up before 9 or 10. Always work from home. Girlfriend's working nights. Well, it's probably better that you. So I'm thinking like, well, the only time then you spend with your girlfriend is like second shift, right? Like in the evening. So probably best to make use of that time versus going to sleep early. Schedules are kind of a strange thing. Like everyone's a little different. Even with my job, I start at 7 in the morning, and I don't have to. Some of my team members like start at 9 or 10, and then presumably work that much later into the day. But I like getting done a little earlier because if you start at 10, theoretically you're supposed to work till like 7, and that's feels pretty late. It's kind of a stream of consciousness right now, Cavis. Appreciate you stopping in. Sometimes try to wait up, but it's not really worth it. It's probably like, hey, welcome home, and then you pass out. Yeah. That's why you wanted to try and start earlier. Yeah. How's the job going? Still pretty good? Really can't complain with work from home too much, right? That's how I feel. Aside from having to spend the time on the job every day. Working from home is about as good as it gets, and I've been working from home since COVID happened. So that's like what 3.5 years or something, which is pretty wild considering that before 3.5 years ago, every day I went to work, I had to show up to an office. I can sometimes work 9 to 4 straight and then just be online in case there's a call. Yeah, that's not so bad. Oh man, I'm hardly awake here, buddy. My dog wanted to go out at 4:30 in the morning, and I just stayed up. Cavis says, I do feel like I need to get out and organize myself since I gained a lot of weight. Yo, me too, dude. I probably gained like 50 or 60 pounds since COVID started. I hate to say it. Before COVID, I was like almost down to like 210 pounds, which I don't know what that is in kilograms, but it's like a pretty reasonable weight for me. Like I was almost skinny for my build. And then now I weigh like 260 or something stupid. That's okay. I have everything I need to exercise in my basement here. I just can't bring myself to do it. You're around 196, but I'm short. How tall are you, if you don't mind me asking? I'm like five. Again, I'm not sure meters and centimeters, but I'm 5'11", which is not tall, but it's not short. Kind of like right in the middle. Hey, what's up, Ilistani? Welcome in, man. How you doing today? It's very dark in the game right now. Like 5.5 feet, maybe. Your headphones broke. Quality's awful. Gonna buy one in the upcoming weeks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully, you can get a new pair squared away. How did they break? Just curious. Half the time when I break my headphones, it's because like I tripped over the cord or something. My wife got me a wireless headset for Christmas like 2 years ago, and it's been working out pretty well. No cords to trip on at that point. Oh, I hate being frozen. Ooh, little green gloves. The sound stopped on the right side. Ah, I got you, man. Yeah, I think that's happened to a couple of my headsets along the way too. What happened with Diablo 4? Well, the game looks great. Like the graphics and everything are really cool, but I feel like there's a lot wrong with Diablo 4. Most people would tell you that the end game is not good and there's not like nothing really to do, which is probably true, but I didn't even make it to the end game. I think the top level is like level 100. I got to level 50 and I quit. And I'll tell you the story since you asked. They have if you ever played Oblivion, which I forget if you were an Elder Scrolls fan or not. Oblivion is a pretty awesome game in my opinion. One of the flaws I think is that it has level scaling with the monsters. So, like if I'm level 1, chances are I'll run into like a stupid rat or a skeleton or something stupid in a dungeon. But if I'm level 50, that same dungeon will probably have like some kind of monster that's tougher and more suited to the level I am, which is not great for me in a world like that, an RPG world. But Oblivion is such a great game otherwise that it's like, all right, I'll just kind of put up with it. And some people like it, but Diablo 4 did the same thing except it's a multiplayer game. So if me and you were playing together and I was level 70 and you were level 20 and we saw the same monster in the world and we both started attacking the monster, to the level 70 person, that monster is level 70. But to the level 20 person, that monster is level 20. So you're not even attacking the same strength of enemy. So what ends up happening is the straw that broke the camel's back for me is I was running around the world, and it's like an open world, so like there's chance of other people to come by, which is not a problem. I was attacking this level 50 boss, and I was wailing on it. Like, it took me like a couple minutes to get it only half dead. And I'm wailing on it, I'm wailing on it. Level 50, right? And then all of a sudden, this level 19 like sorcerer comes up and just like zaps it with a lightning bolt and kills it. Because it was only a level 19 monster for them. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, this is not how a game should be for me. And I just quit. It's like in a game like this, you want to feel stronger as you level up. But in reality, Diablo 4 is if you level up, you just get weaker compared to everybody else. And the other thing too is that that same monster that was level 50, if I just happened to be level 70, that monster would have been level 70. So everything just spawns at the level you are. For me, that's not right. And that's just my own personal complaint. A lot of people probably would complain about other stuff. But yeah, Blizzard's dead, basically. Sorry to hear that, Elistani. So there's my long-winded explanation as to why I don't like that, Cavis. Yeah, I do know that Guild Wars 2 does something different, but they do it a little different in the sense like if you're oh hey, what's up, Born Insanity? What's going on, man? He says my biggest problem with D4 is I felt like my goal was to hit 100 when it should be to optimize my gear. Hitting level 100 didn't make me feel more powerful. Yeah, exactly, Born Insanity. Welcome in, by the way. I'm just kind of like waking up with coffee and chatting here. But with Guild Wars 2, Cavis, if I'm a level like 100 character, not that you can get that high, I forget, what is it, level 80? 70? I forget. But if you go to a noob area, you are actually brought down in level. Which I don't know why, but it makes it feel not as bad. So instead of the monsters always just being whatever level you are, and it could differ between people that are different levels, In Guild Wars 2, everyone's just kind of lowered to the same level, and the monsters are the same. So I'm not in love with that fact with Guild Wars 2 either, but it at least feels a little better somehow. And to cap off Born Insanity's point, someone on a forum said it best. If you're level 100 and you come across a bear in the world and you try to kill it, you'll probably sit there for like a minute trying to kill this level 100 bear. Meanwhile, a literal level 1 character can come up and kill that same level 1 bear to them quicker. So at level 100, you feel weaker than a level 1 character. Like, what the heck sense is that? So if a map is level 25 to 35, 80 gets scaled down to 35. Yeah, I don't know, I can't explain it exactly, but Guild Wars 2 just, it doesn't feel as ridiculous. Because the monsters that you're fighting, even if the level 80 gets scaled down, you're still fighting the same creatures. Whereas in Diablo 4, you're not even fighting the same creatures. It's tough to explain, but I like Guild Wars 2. It has a lot to offer, and for some reason, the level scaling doesn't ruin it for me. But in Diablo 4, the level scaling pretty much ruined it for me. Yeah, Cavis says it right. He says the mobs don't change. Scaling in D4 feels really terrible. I agree. And I don't want that to be the case. I don't want to sit here and talk poorly about Diablo 4. I love Diablo. I played 1 a lot when I was younger. I played 2 a lot. I'm playing it right now. I played a heck of a lot of Diablo 3, even though it might not be my favorite Diablo. I still enjoyed it at the time. So you would think, all right, this is great, Diablo 4, and instead, this shadow of a company of what it once was just pumps out something and it's terrible. They make their $1 billion and then they can, it's. What's my favorite game of all time? That's a tough one. Favorite game of all time. I don't know. Console favorite? I'm not too big on console. I'm more of a retro kind of console guy. I'd probably have to say Streets of Rage 2 for Sega Genesis is probably my favorite console game. Hey, what's up, Midnight? Yeah, it's pretty early in the morning, 5:25 a.m. You didn't play that much Sega? Yeah, I'm pretty old. Like I'm not quite 40, but I all may as well sort of be. So when I was growing up, Sega was Nintendo and Sega was kind of like the go-to. PC favorite games? I don't know. I'd have to almost say like Morrowind or Fallout 3. That's tough though because I think to truly say what your favorite games would be, you'd have to break it down into genre. TikTok old. Why am I awake? Says Midnight. Well, I just get up earlier in hopes to fall asleep earlier these days. We are all boomers. We are all boomers in our hearts. How about you, Born Insanity? What's your favorite console and PC game? Blizzard designers in general, says Cavis, have been having weird ideas. Keep insisting on things that feel like they don't even play or test their games. I know, right? Favorite PC game is Diablo 2. That's a good answer. How you doing, Midnight? You feeling any better from being sick? Hopefully, hope you feel better. My dog wanted to go out to go to the bathroom at 4:30, and I usually try to get up at 5, so I just stayed up. TikTok old. Not feeling any better? Dang, man. Sorry to hear. Hopefully, you're still able to rest up. I realize I'm not even playing the game right now, but appreciate you guys hanging and chilling. Favorite console is Destiny 2. OG console is Halo 2. Nice. The last console I bought was PlayStation 2, so I'm kind of just out of the loop for consoles. I'm really happy that Diablo 2 Resurrected is out though, because it really, I don't think I would be playing Diablo 2 if it was the old original game. The graphics are just too harsh. But they really did a great job improving it. The other thing too, Cavis, about Blizzard and a lot of modern game companies, even Elder Scrolls or Bethesda is guilty of this. They're all worried about console, which is fine. I get it. You make a game, you want to sell copies, right? So you make it for PC and console. But take for example Diablo 2. I'm just a barbarian, right? I just hit stuff. And even still I have one, two, three, four, five different things I could put on my hotbar. More like 8. I have a couple skills I don't even use. But all modern games, it's like, well, there's 4 buttons on a console, so we're just going to give you 4 choices. And Diablo 4 is just like that. You have 4 skills you can use at any time. Maybe 5, I forget. But if I was a sorcerer or whatever, some character with a million different skills, you could, I mean, yeah, you only have right and left click, but you have F1 all the way up to F8, so that's 10 different skills you could use at once. And modern games don't do that because there's not that many buttons on a controller. And and let me continue the rant. I really dislike UIs that are clearly suited for console. Even Skyrim was horrifically guilty of this. In order to play Skyrim to any serious degree, I need one of those mods that make the inventory menus and stuff more friendly for PC. Yeah, I agree with Born Insanity. You can only equip like 4 or 5 skills at once. And not only that, it's like, oh, build your resource, then spend your resource. It's just all about building and spending, building and spending. So, thanks for indulging my long rant here. Somewhat made a little bit better the voice meter, but everything sounds like an old radio. Well, that would be fun for like 5 minutes, I guess, Yelistani, but I'm sorry that that's as good as it'll be for you until you get a new pair. Have I played Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, I have actually. I have it. I really like it. I just haven't played too much of it. I think I'm still in like the starting area or whatever. But Baldur's Gate 3 is my kind of game. There's like a billion skills in that thing, depending on your character. How about you, Midnight? I imagine you played it as well, if you're bringing it up. I'm going to read Cavis's message here. That does seem a little complicated, Cavis. I don't know too much about WoW. I was going to say, if you haven't You should. You would like it. I have played BG3 a lot. Nice. Half of my purchase of Baldur's Gate 3 was like I wanted to play it 50% of the way, but the other 50% of the way is like I want to support companies that are making games for real. I mean, it's like Diablo 4 and all those like major public gaming companies. They don't even make games for real anymore. That's how it feels. Where am I at in this Diablo 2 run? This is Nightmare, and I'm just screwing around trying to eventually get to the 5th quest in Act 1 in Nightmare. This is a level 45 Barbarian. And what I'd like to do is, you've probably heard of Mr. Llama SC if you enjoy Diablo 2 quite a bit. And I don't know too much about the guy, but he has a Berserk Barbarian build that I'm basically just following. So I have the sword, I'm doing the battle orders, and then I'm going to eventually max out Berserk to get the magic find, because I ultimately want to have a magic find Barbarian. You've watched a ton of him? Yeah, he's pretty cool. I just bring him up because he has a video talking about his magic find Berserk Barbarian, and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. Because if I have a magic find character, which I've never made before in Diablo 2, this is non-seasonal, by the way, so this is just the regular. I don't play enough for seasons, truthfully. But if I have a good magic finding character, then I can probably gear up any other class I feel like playing in the future. Once Celestani gets his next main headphones, you should buy a regular gaming headset. It's definitely good to have some extras. Even your backups can be like cheap generic versions, that not everything has to be perfect quality. Like I have a bunch of like $20 keyboards laying around just in case. You've never made a magic find Barbarian? This is my first time playing Barbarian for real. The other character I have is a pet druid. He's fun. I like the theme of a pet druid, but he's kind of slow to kill stuff. Even though he has like 20 pets. Hey, thanks for the lurk, Midnight. Appreciate it, man. You got a hammered into level 95? Dang, man, that's pretty nice. When's the new season start? Like tomorrow or today or something? My one buddy, Skunky, is excited for the new season, season 5. Today, you gonna play this season? I'm not going to. Like I said, I don't really play enough to worry about the seasons right now. You'll play? Nice, man. Do you stream? I'll give you a follow. Looks like you probably do. I don't get too many folks that come by that are interested in Diablo 2 because I stream a whole bunch of whatever I feel like. So it's not always D2. So it's cool to have a fellow D2 player come in as well. Man, I'm tired. What is my main game lately? Good question. RuneScape. I play a heck of a lot of AFK RuneScape. But I don't stream that because it's just AFK stuff. What I have been doing a lot is drawing. I've been working on a YouTube channel that I make art for. So 90% of the last year I've been drawing on stream. You've been playing a lot of Starfield? Nice. I would like to eventually get to Starfield. I'm usually a couple years late to Bethesda games, usually trying to check out like the Game of the Year edition or something if there's any expansions that get included. Have I tried Necro? Not in D2, no. I feel like I almost play Necro when I play my pet druid, just because it's like,
You are mine now. You belong to me.
hey, thanks for the follow, man. Oh, sorry, in RuneScape. No, I haven't done it in RuneScape either. Appreciate the follow, Born Insanity. Thanks, man. How about you? Have you tried Necro? I forget if you had said you did already or not. What headphones do I have? I have, what the heck is this? HyperX or something? Yeah, HyperX. Just some sort of wireless headphone. They're pretty nice. My wife got them for me for Christmas 2 years ago. You subbed for a year? Oh, nice, man. I just stay subbed to RuneScape even if I don't play too much. I like to mine or smith AFK. And by AFK I mean like I'm doing something else on the computer, but I go back every once in a while and click the thing, you know. Yeah, mine is wireless too. I usually don't worry too much about wireless stuff, but the fact that this was a gift is a good excuse for me to try wireless. I like it. It's nice to not have cords all over more than I already do. I haven't subbed to RuneScape since the OG Classic. Yeah, that's why I like playing as much as I do, because my character is like 20 years old. So half the fun is just playing this character that I played like growing up. 35 € on sale for Cavis's headphones. All right, let's see what's going on here. How do you like Starfield, by the way, Born Insanity? If you listen to the internet, it's tough to get a true opinion. Seems like half the internet loves it, the other half maybe not so much. I'm already a fan of Bethesda games, so I'd probably like it. I haven't played a Bethesda game for a while, so it's enjoyable. Nice. Yeah, I haven't played one in a little while. The last Bethesda game I played was Morrowind. I usually don't mod games ever, but for some reason I decided I saw some YouTube video where it's like, here's a bunch of like lore friendly, world building friendly mods for Morrowind that kind of just like enrich the game and enrich the world. I'm like, yeah, let me try this. It was a lot of fun. So I had like a run on a character in modded Morrowind, but even that was 3 years ago. I know a guy at work said it was really just a space version of Fallout 4, but I enjoy space. 7.5 out of 10. That's good enough for me, man. I'll wait, like I said, maybe they'll come out with an expansion or fix up some bugs or something, and then if there's ever like a Game of the Year edition, that's probably when I'll try it out. If I ever try it out. I'm a big fan of space. What's not to like about space? 'Tis the final frontier, after all. I'm still kind of half asleep, so appreciate you guys chilling. I'll chat if you want to chat, but I might not say a whole lot if you just want to chill. If you didn't work so many hours, I wouldn't buy games like Starfield. You don't like single player games. Yeah, I hear that. When I had no interruptions, I used to like to play Dota 2. Because in order to play Dota 2 or League of Legends, like, you kind of need about an hour of uninterrupted time. Oh, but same thing, I need a single player game I can pause, basically, at this point. I hear somebody here. Where are you? There you are. Alright, well, I'm gonna go to town.
Stay a while and listen.
Good to see you.
Blast Bark. +1 to Amazon skills. +2 to Exploding Arrow. Yeah, alright. Turns out I have one of those already. But the one I just found is a little better. Let's see. What have we here? 40% run speed. Oh, well, I already have that. I got excited there for nothing. The defense is way low, too. Bah. But if it's green or unique, I have to save it. I just like to. Yeti. Whoa! I didn't even realize I was going to get a level. It's pretty sweet. Level 46. Soon I'll be done leveling up battle orders. In fact, right now. Yay! Can finally put points into something else. I can't click this health shrine. What the heck? There. Other issue with these other than the radio quality is that they're not very comfortable. Yeah, I've had plenty of headsets over the years, Elistani, where like my ear just got sore from wearing them. I remember I worked an IT job when I was in college where I had to like answer the phone for people having trouble with this and that. So between having a phone on my ear all day versus then going home and putting on a headset, like I could barely take it. My ear hurt so bad. What's like? How come you have to wait 2 weeks? You just waiting on some funds? Having a birthday soon? Oh, very nice, man. Happy early birthday if your birthday is in like 2 weeks. For console, I bought Astro A50S. I gotta say, I've never heard of that. What is that? Oh, sorry, you're talking headphones. Had them for 2.5 years, never had an issue. I thought that was a game at first. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, I don't know what model these HyperX ones are, but they're pretty padded. These are comfortable. Probably worth getting something comfortable. For sure. Not that anyone disagrees. When I play on PC, usually use earbuds. I used to use earbuds when I would like listen to music on my cell phone a lot. But thankfully I don't have to do that too much anymore. I remember one time I was at work and somebody was leaving. Like a manager was leaving, and it was a very small company, so we were able to get away with this. So, in honor of our manager leaving, that was kind of just like our friend. This one guy brought in his, geez, whatever it was. Was it a PlayStation or an Xbox? And we just played Destiny 1 all day instead of working. We set it up in the conference room. So, regarding Born Insanity's enjoyment of Destiny 2, never played that one, but I did enjoy the one day I played Destiny 1. Oh boy. You played Destiny 1 for 2.5K hours? Nice. Safe to say you liked it then, I guess. It was the reason I bought an Xbox One. Nice.
I can't carry anymore.
That's alright. I bought a PlayStation 2 just so I could play GTA games back in the day.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
I saw a bookshelf in there and I had a flashback to Diablo 1. I got excited for a minute. I'm like, oh wait, there's no books here. A tome. Look at that. I don't know. I'm sure I've seen this before, but it's not often you get a whole tome as a drop. Nice looking book. My wife bought me a PS4 so I could have the console exclusive Destiny content. You're just dating back then. That's nice. Oh. You're gonna buy the Bayer Dynamic DT990 Pro. What about that particular brand and model caught your eye, Yulistani? Just out of curiosity. My pointer finger hurts from clicking so much. Had to switch to the middle finger here. First world problems. Oh, what's up, Smith? A lot of streamers and friends have them. They're high quality studio headphones and very comfortable. Nice.
I should take this to Charcy.
I hope that you are happy with your choice. Sounds like you will be if your friends recommend it as well. Get back here. More expensive than regular gaming headset, but quality's worth it. Well, I mean, we all spend plenty of time on the computer, right? So doesn't hurt to have good equipment for something you're going to spend a lot of time doing. Born Insanity says, when I play console, I really love being fully wireless. That's why you bought the A50. Yeah, I forgot that. I guess probably most consoles have wireless controllers too these days, huh? I have so many of these low-level runes. I don't even know what to do with them. Probably just should sell them. Quest log. Charcy will imbue an item. That's great.
Good to get it.
Nice, man. I hope that you enjoy your choice. I'm sure you will.
No one should ever be caged.
You don't have a lot of runes until you make an extra character to store the ones you want to hold on to. Yeah, I have a level 1 Barbarian that the inventory is completely full of runes. But I probably don't even need most of them. Then I will be using them as an ASIO device. Throw Realtek out the window. In fact, just for fun, let me show you. I have a low level rune and mid level rune character. Oh, dang. 2 characters. High runes I keep in the stash. Here's my low level rune character. With 5 grand, I'm going to take that 5 grand and put it in the shared stash. Let's see. Ort rune. Can I get rid of any of these? Ral rune. Yeah, I can get rid of these Ral runes. Where are they at? I just saw them. What the heck? Nah, I'm too tired for this. That's what's up. Yeah. This whole time you've been doing LK runs on your sorcerer, trying to get some high runes. Nice. Any luck so far? This is my pet druid, level 87. I really like druids, but I don't know. Pet druid's just so slow. So far, one shapeshift druid, GC, one jav skiller, but no runes. Dang. Hey, what's up, Jules? Good morning, man. Jules in the house. Happy, what is it, Thursday? A lot better than Wednesday. I'm doing all right, man. Thanks for asking. I'm tired, but that's really nothing new. How about yourself? How you feeling today? Another rune. You also got a 19 life SC. What is that exactly? Is that a 19 life sorcerer? I'm kind of not up to speed on the abbreviations so much. Wish you can stay in bed longer. Yeah, man. My dog wanted to go out at 4:30, so I was just like, well, I guess I'll get up. Oh, small charm. I guess that's nice for a small charm, but 19 life doesn't seem like that big of a deal, unless I don't understand the importance. 20 is max life. Ah, I got you. What's your day looking like today, Jules? Another normal day of work or anything out of the ordinary? Oh, another Ort rune. It's a good find for single player. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm pleased with my 3% fast run walk speed on my small charm. Oh, pretty early to get up. Yeah, my schedule's been a little upside down. Yeah, ordinary day here, taking the kid to daycare later, working. Ugh. This is probably the best part of my day right here. 451 poison damage on a small charm? No, I definitely did not know that. That seems absurd. It only drops from Diablo. Requires character level 81. Jeez. That would certainly be worth keeping in your inventory. Who's this fake Bobby streaming for longer than an hour? I know, right? Usually I'm on my lunch break and I gotta go. Even in the best situation, I usually can only stream for about 2 hours, though. The barracks. I don't want to go there, do I? Or do I? Maybe. I forget. Hey, what's up, Hillary? Good morning. Yeah, you slept in till a whopping 6 a.m. How you doing today, Hillary? Thanks for stopping in. What is my usual stream schedule? Can't say for sure I have a schedule, but usually I've been streaming about now in the morning. Sometimes I stream for an hour around lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time, and then sometimes in the evening. So I don't. It's all over the place, I guess. I don't know if you use Discord, but we have a Discord where it's probably the place to keep up. Good timing for birthday to get money. Had other plans for that money, but it is what it is. How many days a week? No set schedule, but usually like anywhere from 2 to 4 days a week. No set schedule Bobby is what they used to call him. Yeah. How about you, Born Insanity? I don't know if you stream or not. Do you have a set schedule? Is there gold in there, but there's no door? Ain't that something? And a chest. I guess if I had teleport, I could teleport in there. Although I'm not even sure if teleport would work. You do stream? Most of my viewers just watch me play Destiny 2. Busy with work lately, just on the weekends. Well, I gave you a follow earlier, so hopefully I will be able to catch you live at some point. Hillary says, I hope the baby comes today because rolling over in bed has become painful. Yeah, Hillary, I don't know. Baby's gotta be born here. I'm gonna say tomorrow's the day. But I don't know. Any Bobby is a good, any stream's a good one. Appreciate that, Jules. When I play random content, I don't stream. There's only like 2 people and they don't interact. Yeah, I hear you. Ah, it's all good, Jules. Tomorrow I have a prenatal appointment. They're gonna have to like just decide to induce the labor at some point, right? Probably tomorrow. That's why I guess tomorrow. I will say Bobby seems like a pretty good dude so far. Well, thanks, Born Insanity. Appreciate kind words. Happy that you're able to find the channel here. We are up to a lot of different stuff. So I'm glad that you could join and be a part of it. Hillary says Bobby's pretty cool. Not as cool as Hillary. You're ginger, so I'm temperamental. Do those go hand in hand? Little plate mail. Jules is the one who is the best. I've drank a lot of coffee so far and I still don't feel alert. Not the best situation. Ho, Nelly. Does coffee even really work? I don't know. That's a good question. At this rate, it's more of a caffeine addiction I have to foster. By the way, Bobby, have you noticed that the Jagex logo is really similar to Twitter's new X logo? Yeah, I have noticed that. Maybe Jagex will sue. Guess I should pick up some health potions. What do you make of the logo, Yelistani? What is that emote? It looks like what are those things called? Powdered, no, frosted mini wheats. Mini wheats, yeah. That's nice. What a time to be alive. Frosted mini wheats are an emote. Let's see what my plate meal is. Bone flesh. Do you remember Turtle Beach? Turtle Beach, wasn't that like some kind of esports company or something? Or like a headphone company? I know you have done the art. I know you have the art done for Friday, but what about after that? You got to stay ahead. Yes, that's true. The wave picture I was working on earlier is for the Friday after that. I'm finding it a little difficult at the moment to be motivated, which is why I've been playing Diablo instead. But I do appreciate the reminder, Hillary. Maybe some old gaming headphones back in the day before HyperX. Yeah, I just remember Turtle Beach was like probably a sponsor of like Dota 2 tournaments, so I guess like the players were all using Turtle Beach equipment or something. Are they still around or no? I haven't heard that name in a long time. I'm your unpaid secretary or something. I appreciate that because I need that. If I ever start making a bunch of money, we'll get you on the payroll. Yeah, I don't know. Some real talk about compromised culinary. We decided to promote a few videos um, on YouTube. You know, you can like promote on YouTube. So I'm like, oh, let's try it. And at first, it seemed like a great idea, but now I'm not so sure. It honestly just feels like we bought a bunch of subs because I don't think we got a whole ton of subs, but no interaction on the channel. So, like, I don't even know if they're real people. So I spent a bunch of money to buy a bunch of subs, basically, which left me feeling quite hollow. I just want an art stream. Well, I'm sure you'll get one maybe tomorrow. Well, no, that's not. Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe tomorrow. Or today. I mean, lunchtime today is a possibility. Tomorrow evening or tonight evening is also a possibility. What kind of art do I do? It's real goofy stuff. What do you draw with? I just have a like a $30. What do they call it? Like a digital drawing pad or whatever. I'll give you the full story, Born Insanity, since you asked. If you are interested, compromiseculinary.com will take you to the YouTube channel that we work on, me and my friend Garlic. As far as what kind of art, I can show you a picture or two. It's maximum goof. Here's a wave I was working on. Oh, I also use paint.net, so it's like I'm not very good. I'm not an artist. I just I just wanted to try to get better at drawing, so I started drawing stuff. Here's a piece of bread taking a shower for some reason. Here is a hammerhead shark having a drink in a pool. And these are all title cards for food related videos. So for this one, what was this video? I don't even remember. Oh, pickled herring cocktails was that video. Let's see, here's a weird ancient Greek looking picture. His food and art are all compromised. Yeah, I'm not a chef or an artist. Here's a muscular slice of bread that is the cheese champion. So it's goofy for sure. That's just a sample. Do, 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 do. But thanks for asking, Born Insanity. Appreciate. Holy cow. Appreciate you asking. Turns out lightning is not friendly to me. Neither is cold. My follower died! No! Ah! Multiple shots, no wonder. Yikes. Yikes. My cats are up to no good. What are they up to?
Good evening. What can I do for you?
Good evening.
They were fighting in the bathroom sink. Now Cerebus is chewing on the tap. Jeez. Sounds like a pretty busy morning for those cats. Were they fighting for like who gets to lay in the sink? Or did that just happen to be where they picked a fight with each other? You don't know their motivation. Man, it must be nice to be a cat. They probably don't know their motivation either. Eris is in the tub watching him. What a big day for these cats. It's not even 7 a.m. yet, and they've already had a big day. Wailing away on the boss. Ha! Bunch of skeletons in a room I can't get to. People keep messaging me asking if the baby's here. Are things moving along? That must be nice, Hillary. Yeah, I imagine you're just looking to, get it over with. It's time. It is time. It's nice that they're thinking about you. Hello. Bathtub fighting. Do they get along usually? Like, I've seen pictures of them cuddling and laying together. But are they just play fighting, or they, like, hate each other? Nothing like a good old inner cloister. They bathe each other and snuggle. That's good. I feel like I need more attack rating. I can't hit very well. Hey, Jules, thanks for coming by, man. Hope you have a good day. We'll see you next time. See you on Discord. Work is terrible. I have to get to work very shortly myself, unfortunately. See you next time, Jules. Thanks again for stopping in. Take care, man. You too. I feel like going back to bed. I'm frozen for so long. Oh. It's time for the catacombs.
Damp under the earth.
So cold and damp. Under the earth. There are monsters in this monster park, aren't there? Got my wish. Ho, baby! That's level 47. Fiddle dee dee. Rat Man. I'm the Rat Man. New skill. Ah, goodness gracious. I think Howl is the next thing to max out, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up.
Max out Berserk because it's a Berserk. Max out Berserk because it's a Berserk Barbarian. This is magic damage attack. Max out the weapon mastery of your choice. We're using sword mastery here. Increase speed, natural resistance for our 1-point wonders, battle command for our 1-point wonder, battle orders maxed out, Howl maxed out.
Howl maxed out. What does Howl boost? Shout. Howl maxed out. Shout. Whatever. May as well just do it. I may be able to stay up without a nap today. We shall see. Best of luck, Hillary. I feel like I should go get the waypoint for Catacombs level 2. And that could probably be it for today. Or at least for this stream. I, on the other hand, feel like I definitely need a nap. But I will not get one until maybe lunchtime if I decide to take a nap. Which remains to be seen. Catacombs level 3. Well, ain't that something?
It's locked.
Just get pregnant and then they go maternity leave. It's a pretty good strategy. There's the waypoint. Nice. Nice. Green ring, what do you see? I'm Pokemon Go. I'm out of space for new Pokemon. Well, that's not very good. I'm willing to bet you could purchase more space, though. Is that a thing? With monies. That's how they get you, Hillary. That's how they get you. I played Pokemon Go when it came out. It was fun. I lived in a different town at the time, and it gave me an excuse to go out and walk around and discover local points of interest,
It's locked.
which, amusingly enough, I had no reason to do before Pokemon Go. Found a couple nice parks that way. I've never put money into a phone game. Yeah, I could see that if it promotes a little exercise, that would be a good candidate to spend a couple bucks. As a general rule of thumb, I don't spend any money on mobile games either. I think I've spent, let me think. Sometimes I buy like one-time purchases if it like doubles your inventory or something, but I think I probably spent less than $20 on mobile games in my whole life. Yeah, less than 20, I'd say. I play a bunch of mobile games that I just don't spend any money on. Because I feel like it's a slippery slope. You don't want to really get into that habit. Oh, God. It's very unsatisfying as well to purchase your progress, in my opinion. All right, well, let's see. Howl. I'm not a big fan of this howl. But what else am I gonna do? I could put the money in the berserk. Magic damage, 400. Oh, attack rating. Okay. Either way, I guess I got to get going and go to work. But let's see what our green ring is. Oh, nice. Yet another Chthon seal to add to the pile. Fox says there's a way to earn coins at gyms or something. It would take a couple days. That might be worth looking into at some point, but ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all very much for hanging here on this early stream. I appreciate everyone who came by. Jules has gone to work. Hillary. Got a new follower today, Born Insanity, which I appreciate meeting you. If you're still hanging. Ilistani's in the house. Kavis might be probably at work. But thanks a lot, everybody, for being here. I guess we can see if there's anyone to raid. Actually, I just gotta go because I gotta get my son out of the crib. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time. Hillary, good luck today. Bye bye, everybody.